Hello and welcome to this tips and techniques video from Master Your Photography. In this series we've carefully crafted a collection of short videos designed to provide you with key points on specific topics without any of the unnecessary waffle. Our goal is to give you practical information that you can immediately apply to your own photography. We understand that your time is precious, so we've condensed each video to deliver concise, actionable information. With our tips and techniques series, you'll gain the knowledge and the confidence to improve your photography in no time at all. So that's probably enough waffle, let's get started. One of the most powerful compositional tools that you can use in photography is symmetry. And once you start to look for symmetry, you'll find that it exists everywhere, particularly in nature, where butterfly wings, plants, gardens, etc. are just absolutely full of symmetrical designs and patterns. Another great source for symmetrical compositions is architecture. Both old architecture and new architecture tends to be based on symmetrical designs. And of course, still life photography is an area where you can use symmetry to your advantage to create compositions that are just pleasing to the eye. They're harmonious and they can have impact as well. When we talk about symmetry, we tend to think of symmetry as being a bit of a left-right thing. So, the left part of the image is a mirror of the right-hand side of the image. And we call this horizontal symmetry. And in general, that's how we tend to look at symmetrical images. But don't forget about vertical symmetry, where the top of the image mirrors the bottom half of the image, because this can be equally as powerful as horizontal symmetry. And again, you'll see examples of it all over once you start to look for them. The everyday world is rarely perfectly symmetrical. You can see from these examples that we would call these images symmetrical, but when you actually look at the detail within them, they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but to the viewer they still have this symmetrical, balanced feel to them. Sometimes it's good to actually intentionally disrupt the symmetry in an image. So in this example, we've got an architectural subject that is inherently symmetrical, but then by placing a person on each of the escalators, one going up, one going down, it just disrupts the symmetry and it creates a little bit of tension within the image that makes it more interesting. If you're shooting in a studio or anywhere where you have full control of the subject and the lighting, then you can start to achieve perfect symmetry, which is really interesting because the shots can almost take on an abstract quality, which works really, really well for certain subjects. And don't forget that if you have a composition that isn't absolutely perfectly symmetrical, sometimes you can use a little bit of cropping in post-production to just enhance the result and get it closer to perfect. So start looking in the everyday world for symmetrical subjects, start playing with still lifes and maybe familiar objects that you've never really noticed the symmetry in before, and see what you can come up with. Thank you for tuning in to Master Your Photography's Tips and Techniques series. We hope you found this video useful and practical. Remember, each photo you take is a stepping stone towards becoming a better photographer. So get out there and capture the world in your own unique way. Until next time, happy shooting.